Right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everybody. I would like to talk about the powers with a negative base, the theory on page number 111. And before I start with some examples, and I even want to look at exercise 35 on the next page, before I start, just look at the theory again, because do we still know what a base is? In the previous video, I showed you 3 to the power 4, and we need to know that together we just call it a power. The 3 is the base, and the 4 was the index. Now, right now, I just want to talk about what if the 3, the base, is a negative number. Now, if we talked about the squared, so to the power of 2, we know that there's a difference between minus 3 inside the bracket squared and minus 3 squared. Because minus 3 squared was 9, because you're going to do minus 3 times minus 3, and minus 3 squared without a bracket is minus 9. Yeah, so please see the difference. Yeah, we have exactly the same with minus 3 to the power of 4 inside the brackets and minus 3 to the power of 4 without the brackets. Because minus 3 to the power of 4 inside the bracket means minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3. But we know that if we do minus 3 times minus 3, it is positive. If I multiply it with again minus 3, it's gonna be a negative number, and multiply it with again minus 3, then it's positive again. So the answer here is 81. Minus 3 to the power of 4, what you can do is to put your finger on your minus, then you get 3 to the power of 4, and that's 81. And then put the minus in front because you multiplied with minus 1. Yeah, so the difference between inside the brackets or without the brackets is that the first one is 81 and the other one is minus 81. But let I have a look at what is the answer with minus 3 to the power of 3 and minus 3 to the power of 3. Now, at the first one, minus 3 to the power of 3, it means minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3. So, minus 3 times minus 3 is already a positive number, that's 9. We still need to multiply with minus 3, so that's minus 27. So the answer here is minus 27. Now, what is minus 3 to the power of 3 without the bracket? Now, we know that 3 to the power of 3 is 27, with the minus in front is also minus 27. So those two answers are not different. Yeah, and that's about the index. Because if the index is an odd number, the answer here is negative. Of course, when the base is a negative number. Yeah. If it is an even number, like 4, like 6, like 8, then it's always, if the base is a negative number, then it's always a positive number. Now, another example, if I have minus 2 inside the bracket to the power of 9, and we want to know if the answer is positive or negative, then we know that it is an odd index, so the answer is a negative answer. Alright, minus 4 to the power of 80. 80 is an even number, an even index, so we know that this answer is a positive answer. Now, if we have, for example, 8 to the power of 17, then we know that 17 is an odd number, but because the base is a positive number, we know that the answer here is positive. So think about, alright, the index is an odd number, but the base needs to be a negative number if you want to have a negative answer. Yeah, so please see the difference between those three examples. All right, let me just have a look at exercise 35 on page number 112. Just erase everything. There you go. So the first exercise, from exercise 35, was -2 inside the bracket to the power of 4. Now, well, we know that the index is an even number, the base is negative, so the answer needs to be a positive number. -2 times -2 is already 4, times -2 is -8, times -2 is 16. So there you go, the first answer is 16. But if it is without a bracket, like exercise B, it is -16. Alright, exercise C, -3 inside the bracket to the power of 3. Right, the base is negative, the index is an odd number, so -3 times -3 is 9, but if I multiply it again with -3, you get -27. Exercise D, but what if it was without a bracket? It is still -27. Exercise E. Right here, you need to write down some intermediate steps. So, 5 plus, and we need to know what the answer is for -2 to the power of 4. If we looked at exercise A, we know that the answer is 16. There you go. So the intermediate step needs to be 5 plus 16, and 5 plus 16 is 21. Exercise F. 5 minus 2 to the power of 4. 5 minus, now what is minus 2 to the power of 4? Is minus 16. There you go. And 5 minus 16 is minus 11. So 5 minus 16 is minus 11, not 11. It's a negative number. G. Minus 1 inside the bracket to the power of 6, minus 3 to the power of 3. Alright, so the base is negative, -1 to the power of 6, so it needs to be a positive number, and 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is just 1. So there you go, 1. Minus 3 to the power of 3 is 27, and 1 minus 27 is minus 26. Then we are at h, and h is 1 squared minus, inside the bracket, minus 2 to the power of 3. Alright, step number 1 is 1 squared, so that's just 1. I'm copy the minus, because I'm gonna do the powers first, and minus 2 to the power of 3 is minus 8. There you go. So you will create two minuses together, and we know that if we have two minuses together, we can change it in a plus. So 1 plus 8, and that's 9. There you go. And then the last one, exercise I, 0 to the power of 10 minus, inside the brackets, minus 1 to the power of 10. Alright, 0 to the power of 10 is just 0, minus, and then this part, minus 1 to the power of 10. 10 is an even number, so we know that the answer is a positive one. So 1 and 0 minus 1 is minus 1. And those are the answers from exercise 35 on page number 112. So here we just use the negative base with some different powers, some different index. Good luck with the rest of the exercises.